Now let's go to the UK. We've had the orgy of hate at Glastonbury Music Festival. Pascal Robinson Foster, I've got to say, I'd never heard of him until this week. That's the name of the dude who started the Death to IDF chant and other chants on stage, enthusiastically backed by the crowd. We saw plenty more political statements, all in the one direction. Douglas, how do we begin to understand these young, privileged people at a music festival really having no empathy for people very similar to them who were slaughtered at the Nova Music Festival less than 2 years ago?
It's astonishing, isn't it? You know, the sort of instinct one has on it in a way is, you know, to wish that these morons at Glastonbury ever got a glimpse of what the innocent young people at the Nova Festival saw on the morning of October the 7th. The fact that not much more than a year and a half after the massacre of hundreds of young people at the Nova Festival, another music festival, Glastonbury, would keep on having artists coming out in favor of the people who did the attacks and not on the side of the victims. It's not like it should be a hard one, that. Are you on the side of the big bearded rapists and torturers and murderers and kidnappers? Or are you on the side of the innocent young people dancing in the early hours of the morning at the Nova Festival? These people have decided they're on the side of the rapists and the torturers and the killers and the kidnappers. And it's so despicable. But there's something that needs to be brought out about this, which is there's quite rightly been a lot of rage about this idiot dolt saying death to the IDF, which of course means death to all the young men and women who have mandatory service in Israel and have to risk their lives fighting terrorists up close. But there's been a lot of reaction to that. But there's something else that this moron chanted on stage that's also worth lingering on. I write about this in my Spectator column this coming week, which is he led the crowd in these chants of that you say you want your country back, F that.
Yes.
And all the time with projections on the back of the stage about the fact that immigrants built Britain and much more. This is almost perfectly created to be as divisive and hate-filled a message as possible. He was saying to white British people, you're not going to get your country back. People like me are taking your country. He used terms like gammon, a totally racist term that is used with such ease by these people. And he was just saying, no, actually, we're here. I'm here. You don't have your country anymore. And of course, the amazing irony of him doing this in front of a crowd, merrily waving Palestinian flags. So they pretend to care about indigenous rights, don't care about indigenous Jews, and actually hate indigenous British people, hate white indigenous British people. This is out and out racism against the British public. And I mean, you know, it makes you despair at the fact that all of these people would pay and chant along to hate all the time, thinking they're acting, of course, in the name of love. And the organisers and everyone else should be ashamed of themselves. I very much look forward to the day when we never have to consider Glastonbury again. I'm so glad you're writing about that. We've talked about that on the program, that entire song and chant, and to hear the crowd sing along enthusiastically, these self-loathing, privileged, almost uniformly white kids. It's almost like a comedy sketch, only it's tragic.